There's plenty of criticism of farmers and what they're doing on farm from people who maybe aren't getting on farm, or they're seeing really siloed ideas of what's out there. But I think there's a lot of farmers who need to pat themselves on the back for what they're doing, and they've got plans to move forward and be better, and they're making those improvements every year. The government have pumped a bit of money into trying to get more trees out there through billion trees and clean streams and these sort of things. And they're making a difference. They're also changing people's mindset, which is really positive. But you can't make it happen overnight. You just can't have 50-year-old forests tomorrow. We've just got to go out every year and plant trees and just improve and improve and improve. I'm Adam Thompson. I'm a farmer and a nurseryman based here in Cambridge in the mighty Waikato. We've got just under 200 hectares. We've been here on this farm now for just under 4 years, and we've added a little bit to it in that time. We run beef breeding cows, and we finish about half of our progeny here on farm. We autumn calve here because we're quite summer dry, and it allows us to spread our animals out a bit in the winter so they're a little bit more gentle on the ground when it's wet. Probably about 10 years ago I started growing plants for lifestyle blocks. Started growing more and more every year. Then when we got the farm, I really ramped it up because we had a lot of areas that we wanted to put back into native bush. And then just sort of identified that need that farmers like ourselves wanted to retire areas but didn't have access to the right type of plants at the right price and access to things like planting services as well. So we decided to build a business that was going to wrap around everything to give farmers that sort of all-in-one solution. This is going good. We planted this almost 2 years ago. And there's a stream running through here, so we've gone back 10 metres plus on that side of the stream, and then we've just decided to retire this whole bit through here. Before it was just a little paddock that sort of got bogged up in the winter and never really offered us much, but you can see it doesn't take long to start showing a bit of volume, and in sort of another 2 or 3 years these will all be up and they'll be touching, and this will just be a beautiful little piece of bush. We went from growing 25,000 plants to 250,000 plants to 500,000 plants, and then next year we'll be growing over 1 million. We do first generation colonisers, so that's manuka, kānuka, you see pittosporums here, flaxes, cabbage trees, things like that. The obvious thing actually when you're establishing bush is to get these species, hardy species like we grow here, in there to create that cover. Then the birds are going to start bringing in seeds from those bigger trees, you know, the rimu and the kihikitea, the totara, and that stuff will start coming in, and that's how you develop a native forest over 50 or 100 years, is by doing those things. As Restore Native, we do a lot of trapping and help people with setting up trapping programs on their planting projects so that they can protect their bush. It benefits the trees and it benefits the birds as well. Here's a fantail. There is this really, especially a generational shift of farmers wanting to protect the land more. There was a time when we just didn't know. My grandparents' generation didn't know that cutting down scrub and putting animals on steep hills and that was going to cause problems for the environment. And now we do, but we can't just rewrite that change overnight. It's not about the strike of a pen and some legislation, it's actually about getting out there and making incremental change every year toward that goal. We're seeing some really awesome farmers who are really connected with the environment, they're really connected with what their consumer wants, and they're making a real positive change to their land. If you just keep doing a bit every year, you start driving around the farm and you're like, oh, far out, I haven't looked here for a few months, and those are popping up, and my kawhai's flowering, or there's tui in my flax, or, you know, and it's just constantly, that reward just gets bigger and bigger as those trees grow. It just feels right, you're doing the right thing for the country, you're doing the right thing for the planet, you know, it's fantastic. I love it.